Oh, I like that, Rosalind. Marvelous Monday. It rhymes, kind of. Happy Monday. I'm so happy that you guys are able to be on with us this morning. And we are going to definitely hop in. Was anybody, or did you guys know about the open house this morning for KW? Did you guys get those
Yes.
email? Okay.
Yes. I was.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Did anybody tune into it?
Yeah.
Okay, you did, Shelly. I was on. Shelly was on. It was excellent, you guys. I mean, really good information. I think that is so important right now. Being a part of KW, we are getting just amazing information and coaching and um just updates, right, on how we are to handle this whole NAR settlement situation. Um, it's really timely. And in an industry when even our contract says time is of the essence, I feel like Keller Williams has really stepped up and made sure that they are delivering the information that we need very timely, and it's consistent, right? Like every time that we are, what do you call it? Every time there's an update, our guys are on live. You know, they're calling a town hall, or they're calling one of these meetings. And so I think it's really important that we are on these calls as much as you can. So be on the lookout, and we'll be posting in the hub and sending it out on an email or a text, because we want you guys to be ready for what's coming in August, which is the MLS changes. And I'll talk a little bit more about that. But the MLS is definitely changing in August. So ready or not, here it comes. And we want all of you to be prepared and ready to take on that change head on, and not be afraid of it, but embrace it. Okay. All right. So without further ado, any comments to what I just said? Any comments to what I just said, or no? Okay. You guys know
No.
this is
Oh,
interactive. You don't have to be shy.
but in the text message today, maybe
Yes.
next time there's one of those events from KWRI, it could be in the text message because it wasn't in there.
Yeah, absolutely, Shelly. I totally agree. And we'll do
Okay.
that. Absolutely. Thank you for that. Yep, totally agree. All right. So let me see. Put this somewhere that I don't mess with it. All right, so let's go ahead and get started and jump right into our weekly update. All right, so we all know to be TCPA compliant, right? Have I beat you guys to death with this? We definitely want for you guys to, not to be in any more lawsuits, especially not with consumers who are on the do not call list. So that is huge. Do not call people that are on the do not call list, because you absolutely can be held liable, okay? And if you don't know if your list is scrubbed or not, you have to ask your provider. If your provider is Jorge, or if it's one of those guys, not Jorge, I'm sorry, if it's Javier, and the termite company that we have that are providing the data, then you definitely have to ask, because you got to be clear if those lists are scrubbed. Now, let's be also clear that if somebody calls you, if you guys are running ads, if you guys are door knocking, any of that, and you get numbers because they came to you or they gave you their number, that does not apply. You can call that person. Okay. If they came to your open house and put their number on your sheet and you're following up, that the do not call list does not apply. Okay. Just so we're clear. All right. So let's talk about LA County, did anybody show property this weekend or was out doing an open house this weekend?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, tell us, was there a lot of activity at the open house or the showings? Did you guys see a lot of activity out in the field?
I was
Yes.
in Chino, and yes, I did. Showing.
Okay. And Cameron, you were saying?
Yes, every open house I went to had at least 2 or 3 other parties there with my
Okay.
clients.
Okay, awesome. So, I mean, the reality is that you guys, I just keep saying this, business is going. There's business out there to be had. There's buyers out there that are still not afraid of the 7%, and they are out there. So don't think and don't let anybody tell you that you cannot get business right now. You absolutely can if you talk to enough people. Okay, you absolutely can. You just got to talk to enough people. All right, so let's go ahead and I got to move you guys over a little bit. Let's go ahead and get into our stats for the day. So let's look at Los Angeles County. We always start with LA County, and our for sale properties for currently this month so far is up 12% over last month and up 36.8% over last year, same time frame in June. And again, remember, this is a small sample size, right? This is the first week of June. 6/1 to 6/8 is what we're looking at. All righty. And then looking at now year to date, that this third column is always year to date, right? Looking at January now to June 18th, we're up 36.8% in LA County. So we actually are doing well in terms of inventory in LA County. Sold properties is down 11.8% over last month. So far in the month, right? First 7 days or first 8 days, down 23.8% over last year, same time frame in June, and then up 1.3% overall. So sold properties that have actually closed escrow is still in the positive, 1.3% over last year. Pendants are down 18.7% over last month and down 13% over last year in June and up 1% overall. So sold properties are up. Pendant properties are up 1%. So that's good. In LA County, our 3 major stats are actually still in the positive, which is a great sign for LA County. And we'll see how we're moving through this summer and seeing how these statistics are faring, over the summertime, which normally is our hottest season of the year, hottest season for real estate, right? So all those people that you guys were talking to that talked about potentially buying, now's a good time to be following up with them. Kids are out of school, people are taking vacations and all that kind of stuff. Make sure that you're following up on those conversations because those are key conversations to be having. All right, new listing inventory is down 26.2% over last month, down 14.8% over last year, same time frame in June. However, it is up. New listing inventory has increased 15% over last year. So LA County is getting an infusion of new listing inventory, 15% higher than last year, which is great. That's what we want to see, right? Our average active price is down 2% over last month, down 8.2% over last year, same time frame in June, and down 8.2% overall. So in LA County, guys, sellers are asking 8.2% less than they did last year. That's interesting, right? Prices have actually, the sellers have gone down. They've become more realistic and they've said, nope, we're not asking for higher, we're asking for less, 8.2%. Now, what are they receiving? 4.6% higher than last year. So although sellers are asking 8.2% lower, they're receiving 4.6% higher on average, okay? So the average sold price has actually gone up almost 5% as compared to last year. So that is a good sign for sellers. That is a very normal rate of appreciation, 4.6%. So don't let, the news tell you that house prices are down, unless they're talking about a very specific pocket, and you could do your own research, right? But house prices have actually still gone up on average in LA County to the tune of 4.6%. And it's not 10, 20%. That's the other thing that the news will tell you, is if they're not telling you house prices have plummeted, they're telling you that they've gone up so much that nobody can afford it, right? And look at our numbers. The reality is that it's actually gone up only 4.6%. So that's a good thing, right? And we should be telling our own, supplying our own narrative. All right, so inventory has gone up 31.2%. So it went from 2.2 months of inventory last month. We're sitting at 2.9 months of inventory right now in LA County. So LA County inventory has definitely been going up. And it's up 33.8% over last year. So it was 2.1 months of inventory last year. We're sitting at 2.8 months of inventory currently at this time, halfway through the year. So that's good. We're almost there at 3 months of inventory, so it's climbing. Remember, in order to get to a normal market is anywhere between 4 to 6 months of inventory. Anything over 4 months, when you hit that 4-month mark, that's when you get into the normal market, okay? All right, average days on market, we're 7.1% less than we were last month. We were at 28 days on market. We're now at 26 days on market. And in terms of, let me mute somebody, needs to be muted. All right. So we're 10.3% less than we were last year in June. We were at 29 days on market last year. We're at 26 days on market again. And then overall, year to date, we were at 38 days on market last year at this time. We are at 32 days on market, so 15.8% lower. So the reality is this. That says that properties are staying on the market on average a month. We know that that's not true, right? The good properties are going quickly. And by good, of course, good is subjective, you know, it's based on who wants it, what area, all of that, right? What's the price point, all of that. But the reality is the properties that are in the more desirable areas, the properties that are priced right, the properties that are in really good condition, typically go within the first 7 days. So please do not be fooled by that. Get your buyers, I'll just say get your butts, get your buyers and your butts out there. And make sure that you're showing your buyers property. Give them that sense of urgency that they need to be out there looking at property, right? All right, sold versus original list price. So we are 1% higher than we were last month. Last month we were at 99% list price. Now we're at 100% of list price. Your sellers will be ecstatic to hear that, right? Now overall, actually, let's just look at year over year comparison over the months. Last year in June at this time, there was 100%, sellers were getting 100% of list price. Currently, they're getting 100% of list price, so no change. Overall, last year, we were getting 96, sellers were getting 96% of list price. Currently, they're getting 98% of list price. That is a 2.1% increase over last year, okay? So sellers are very happy. They are doing well here in LA County, right? They are getting 98% of their list price. All right, let's look at Orange County. Orange County, normally a little bit different than LA County because Orange County has even greater scarcity of inventory than LA County. And you'll see that as we talk about these numbers, right? Anybody currently looking in Orange County have buyers in Orange County? No, nobody. Okay. I know my husband and I are looking in Orange County. It's just one of the areas that we're looking in. And I will say that I mean, I've seen it. For every 3 properties in Corona and in LA or LA County that I see come on, like Whittier, Downey, and we're talking big areas, I see 1 property in Orange County come on the market. It is pretty crazy to actually see it firsthand. That there is certainly a scarcity of inventory, and they come and go very fast in Orange County. Okay, so if you have buyers and you have buyers that are looking in Orange County, make sure that you're getting out there quickly, okay? So for sale properties is actually up 16% over last month. Properties that are actually on the market right now. They have increased 23.3% overall over last year, okay? So definitely in Orange County, we are seeing an actual increase in inventory over last year, which is great because it's desperately needed in Orange County. All right, sold properties have gone down 22.8% over last month, down 21.8% over last year, same time frame in June, and up 5.3% overall. So still in the green. All three indicators are in the green. Our stats are in the green for Orange County, which is great, okay? So sold properties have actually closed. Escrow has increased 5.3% over last year. And then looking at pendants are down 21% as compared to last month, down 20% as compared to last year, same time frame in June, and and increased 4.4% overall, okay? So properties that have actually gone into escrow has increased 4.4% overall over last year, so that's great. All right, let's look at our new listing inventory. New listing inventory has gone down 34.4% over last month. Again, remember, we're only comparing the first 8 days of the month, right? 6/1 to 6/8 versus 5/1 to 5/8, okay? Down 34.4%. Down 26.6% as compared to the first 8 days in June last year, excuse me, and then up 11.9% overall. So new listing inventory in Orange County has increased. That is great. We need to see it continue to go up, right? All right, average active price has decreased over last month, 2.2%, 6.3% increase over last year, same time frame in June, and then a 6.3% increase overall. So sellers in Orange County are asking 6.3% higher than they did last year, which, if you remember last year, at least when I took over doing this, it was interesting because Orange County was always ridiculously high on the asking price. They were higher over the year before that to the tune of like 20 to 30%. It was pretty high. Now it looks like it's a little bit more reasonable at 6.3%. However, look what they're receiving. They're receiving 15.9% higher than they did last year, okay? So sellers in Orange County, although they're only asking 6.3% higher, are getting 15.9% higher, which I'm sure has a lot to do with the fact that they've got even less inventory on the market. As you can see here, look here. 1.2 months of inventory last month. We're sitting at 1.8 months of inventory currently, a 50.6% increase, which is great. We need to see those types of gains, right? Overall, a 21% increase over last year. We were at 1.4 months of inventory last year. We're at 1.7 months of inventory. Guys, we don't even have 2 months of inventory in Orange County. At least in LA County, we were sitting at like 2.8 months of inventory, right? So a little bit stronger than you see here in Orange County. All right, so average days on market. Average days on market has gone down 5.3%. As you can see, look at this. Orange County houses aren't even staying on the market 2 weeks, you know, like currently 19, well, I guess it is 2 weeks. 19 days last month, 18 days currently, right? A decrease of 5.3%. Again, with the inventory shortage, you're going to see properties go fast, so you got to get out there fast. All right, and then overall, 31.4% decrease. We were at 35 days on market last year. We're at 24 days on market currently, okay? Sold versus original list price, no change over last month. The sellers are getting 100% of list price currently at this time in June, no change as of, that was the same as of last month. Overall, last year, sellers were getting 97% of list price. Currently, they're getting 99% of list price, an increase of 2.1%. Again, sellers are happy because they are getting basically 100% of their list price. And in most areas, they are probably getting even higher than that. Okay. Hey guys, how's the video? Am I breaking up or is it cool?
It's good.
Okay, thanks, Armando. All right, good deal. All right, let's keep pushing. Let's go to Riverside County. Anybody in Riverside County? Anybody looking in Riverside County?
Future seller, maybe.
Oh, excellent, excellent, Armando. What area do you know?
Off the top of my head, I'm not sure. I'd have to look at the address, but he's going through a divorce right now, so we're kind of waiting on the outcome on that.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha. Well, good luck. I hate to hear about the divorce, but definitely good luck with the listing.
All right, thank you.
Absolutely. So all right, so Riverside County, and definitely you guys, if you guys get some listings, share them with your fellow agents first. We may have buyers for those listings, right? Get it out on the hub, send it to the front desk. We can send it out in an email to everybody, because you might have some in-house deals that we can put together, right? So let's look at for sale properties. For sale properties has increased 5.2% over last month, 38% over last year, same time frame in June, and 38% overall. So for sale properties that are actually on the market have gone up 38%. Sold properties has gone down 20.9% over last month. 26.7% decrease over last year, same time frame in June, and a 1.2% decrease overall. So in Riverside County, sales has gone down. Property that actually closed escrow has gone down small amount, 1.2%, but let's keep our eye on that. That sold properties going down because they definitely have more inventory. So we would want to see that that the sales are actually going up versus going down. But so far 1.2% decrease. Pendants are down 1.6% over last month. Increased 11.9% over last year, same time frame in June, and 2.1% increase overall. So pendant properties that have actually gone into escrow has actually gone up 2.1%. New listing inventory has gone down 32% over last year. I'm sorry, over last month. However, remember, just the first 8 days. And then overall though, new listings have gone up 14.2% in Riverside County. So that is a good sign. All right. Average active price is down 3.4% over last month, up 3.6% over last year, same time frame in June, and up 3.6% overall. Uh-oh. Janet?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. All right. So you guys are welcome to come off mute if you need to, if you need me, or if not, if you need me, if you need to, if you want to ask a question or make a comment, please come off mute. Otherwise, go ahead and mute yourselves. Alrighty, so average active price has gone up 3.6%. So sellers are asking 3.6% higher than they did last year. Okay. However, they're receiving 7.8% higher than they did last year. So properties in Riverside County is actually selling 7.8% higher than they did last year. Okay. Good sign for sellers, right? And again, you need to be letting your sellers know that although the asking prices are 3.6% higher than they were last year, that the reality is that what's closing escrow is closing for 7.8% higher. Okay, so they're actually doing very well in Riverside County. All right, so Riverside County months of inventory has gone up 37.3% over last month. So we went from 2.4 months of inventory to 3.3 months of inventory just in these first 8 days of June. Now, overall, it's a 35.9% increase. So we were at 2 months of inventory last year, this time in June, and now we're at 2.7 months of inventory. So year to date, we are doing better than we were last year, which is great. We are actually, again, up there. Riverside County is actually has a little less inventory than even LA County. LA County had 2.8 months of inventory, right? Interesting. And that is just very interesting to me because again, people are moving out to Riverside County. They're moving out to San Bernardino County because they can get more for their money, right? Out in those areas. And so therefore, therefore we're seeing some real interesting trends in terms of the migration and sales, right? And months of inventory being even greater in LA County, right? Because people are moving out because of the price point. So interesting. Average days on market has gone down 15.6% over last month. We were at 45 days on market last month. We're at 38 days on market currently. And then overall it decreased 14%. We're at 50 days on market last year, and we're currently at 43 days on market this year. But again, don't let a month and a half, that looks like a month and a half being on market. That's not for the properties that, again, we talked about the condition, we talked about the area. More than likely, the properties that, you know, your buyers are looking for are probably going to be on the market much less than 43 days, okay? Sold versus original list price has decreased 2.1%. So sellers were getting 97% of list price last month. They're getting 95% of list price currently at this first 8 days in the month. Now, it actually has increased 1% overall year to date. Sellers were getting 96% of list price last year. Currently, they're getting 97% of list price, okay? Again, this 95% is just these first 8 days of the market. So I wouldn't stake any claims to that, because sellers are more than likely in those more desirable areas getting over list price. Most of us who are actually out there right now looking for our buyers, we're having to start our offers over asking price, okay? I know Cameron is out there putting in offers, and we're starting to be competitive. We're having to start over asking price. You don't really have a shot if you're right at asking price, okay? So make sure that you're putting your best foot forward with your offers. All right, San Bernardino County, let's look at that. For sale properties are up 13.9% over last month, 36.7% over last year, same time frame in June, and up 36.7%. So properties that are actually on the market, inventory right now has increased in San Bernardino County 36.7%. That is a great sign. Sold properties, however, has gone down 25.2% over last month, and then down 2.4% overall, right? So sold properties that have actually closed escrow has actually decreased 2.4%. Pendant properties has actually decreased 11.3% over last month, and 11.5% decrease over last year, same time frame in June, and then a 2.6% decrease overall, okay? So again, we are seeing where two of our three major statistics are actually in the red in San Bernardino County, right? So sold properties has gone down in San Bernardino County, and pendant properties has gone down in San Bernardino County. So we'll have to keep an eye on that and see if we can rebound, if we're going to rebound in our really hot selling months of the summertime, right? All right, new listing inventory has gone down 32.5% in San Bernardino County over last month, and then an increase, however, of 14.6% overall. So we are still doing better. New listing inventory is still holding strong in San Bernardino County to the tune of 14.6%. So we definitely are seeing more inventory come on the market than we did last year. All right, average active prices up 1.8% over last month and 2% up overall. So some very minor change in terms of the average active price. Sellers are only asking for 2% higher than they did last year, okay? However, what are they receiving? They're receiving 5.4% higher than they did last year. Hold on one second, guys. Oh, too late. All right, they're receiving 5.4% higher than they did last year. So, let's see. Which is very reasonable, right? So San Bernardino County is actually even more reasonable than Riverside County, right? Because I think in Riverside County, we were seeing double digits in terms of the average sold price. In San Bernardino County, it's only a 5.4% increase. So again, we got to be telling that story to our buyers that, you know what, hey, if you are looking in San Bernardino County, their appreciation has only gone up about 5%, right? Which is great. All right. And for sellers, it's still great because they are still seeing appreciation, right? So they are still seeing gains on their appreciation. It's not flat, okay? All right, so months of inventory has increased 57.4% over last month. We went from 2.6 months of inventory to 4.1 months of inventory. Oh my gosh, look at that. At these first 8 days in the month, we are getting into a normal market. That's the first time I've seen that, oh man, in a long time in San Bernardino County. Again, that's just the first 8 days. Let's go over here to this last column, which is our year to date, and we are not yet there. Although we've seen increases of 38.1%, 2.4 months of inventory last year at this time in the year, and currently we're at 3.3 months of inventory. So we are getting there in San Bernardino County. And what does that mean? I mean, I know we talked about that normal market. What does that mean? That means, guys, that you will start to see properties actually stay on the market a little bit longer than the 7 days or 14 days. You will actually start to see inventory enough. So really what it means logically or technically is that supply meets demand. Okay, there's enough homes on the market in order to meet the demand of the market without having all this multiple bidding, bidders wars going on. That's what a normal market means, or that's what a normal market really practically means, right? It means that your buyer will be able to put an offer in, and it'll probably be just them putting the offer in, or maybe one other offer, and you won't create this huge bidding war. Okay, so that's what a normal market really means. Supply meets demand. Okay, and wouldn't that be grand? That would be awesome. That would be awesome. All right, so let's look at our average days on market. Average days on market has decreased 13.9%. So we went from 36 days on market last month to 31 days on market currently. Overall, an 18.7% decrease. So we went from 48 days on market to 39 days on market. Okay, again, don't let that fool you. Those good ones are going to go fast. Sold versus original list price. Last month we were at 99% of list price. Currently we're at 93% of list price. Sellers are getting 93% of list price. Overall, however, sellers were getting 97% of list price last year in June, year to date. Okay, 97% of list price. Currently, sellers are getting 98% of list price. So they're getting very close to their 100% of list price, right? 1% increase. So again, sellers in San Bernardino County are still doing very well, right? They're getting 100% of their list price. Their properties are selling still for about 5% higher than they were last year. So sellers are still doing very well, and buyers aren't having to pay inflated prices as compared to last year. Okay, so there's good stories. There's good storylines. There's good selling points in San Bernardino County if you do have any buyers that are out there. All right. Any questions about what we just talked about? Some good stuff. Anybody got any questions? Now's the time. No? All right, we'll keep it pushing. Upcoming events, you guys, we've got a great week in store for you this week. We have got, let's see here. We have got the industry update that you guys are tuned into, and thank you for being here. We've got group coaching today at 12 o'clock with Diana. We have got on Tuesday, Conversations in Real Play at 9 a.m. in the morning. And then we've got some tech classes for you, creating those custom landing pages, guys. So if you want landing pages for your listings, if you want to do, and that would be really beneficial, because when we start to say when we can, where we can put compensation, guess what? You can put compensation on your own landing page. Were you guys aware of that? Although it can't go in the MLS, where can it go? It can go on your landing page. All right. So that would be a great place when you get a listing, you can put it there. All right. So maybe you need to know how to do that. Tune into the class. All right. So let's see. We've got our tech workshop. Ed is going to be talking about the buyer representation basics. All righty, this is a draft until 6/24, June 24th. However, he's going to be introducing us to the new BRBC form. And so you need to tune into that Wednesday at 10 a.m. We're going to be live streaming that here in the Market Center at 10 a.m. And then we will have our tech workshop. And Bold starts on the 13th, you guys. Bold starts on the 13th. Everybody should be registered for our first step of Bold. It's free. From 9 to 2:30. It is high accountability. It is sales skills. Everybody should be registered. It's free, okay? So remember, group coaching, our tech workshop. Here's the QR code. Get out your cameras. Go ahead and click the link there so that you can sign up. Everybody should be signed up for the first step of Bold, all righty? We want to see all of you there. It is in Whittier. We will have all the details out to you guys. You'll be getting all the information over the next few days. We'll be sending it to you all the time because this is a big deal. We're talking about having the best second half ever. What's your plan? What's your plan? How do you plan to do that? And if you don't have a plan, you need to be in Bold. This is going to help you to kickstart your business. If your business needs to be reinvigorated, restarted, Bold is for you, okay? Or if you just need a kick in the butt, Bold is for you. And you need to strengthen your sales skills, Bold is for you, all right? And then on Friday, we have a wonderful new partner. He's actually the nephew of Jorge Mesa, and he's right across the street, you guys. His name is Andy. He is a farmer's insurance agent, but he's also a broker, so he can not only do farmers, but he can do anywhere. So if you need homeowners insurance coverage, he can help. So definitely Andy's going to come in and he's going to talk about kind of the state of the industry and the forecast of the insurance industry and how it is impacting us. He's going to explain why prices have been doubling and tripling and the policies being canceled. And I think it will help us to be able to educate our clients, right? We want to help educate our clients and make sure that our clients aren't left in the dark, right? Because again, we're expected to know a lot about a little. That's why we're bringing you guys all this information, because your clients are asking these questions. Your clients who are homeowners have policies that are being canceled or have their insurance companies going out of business and they don't know what to do. You guys can help them by understanding what's going on and giving them advice on what steps to take, okay? Being that expert or being that resource to your clients to be able to help them when they have questions. And getting all this knowledge helps you to be that resource. That makes sense? Hope it does. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. All right, and then remember, this month is it for our bonanza, our listing bonanza. So this is it for our listing bonanza. I believe so far we are still, well, the individual agents, that doggone Martha, she's got a lot of listings and she's been crushing it. So you got to get on your pony. You got to get on it if you intend to catch her. So this is the last month for our listing bonanza. Remember, you get points for your new listings. You get a point for your closing, and you get points for using our escrow if you have listings. All righty. So definitely make sure that we're tracking your points. We're definitely tracking your points. All right. All right. Industry news. Let's talk about it. There are 3 major key dates right now that you got to mark your calendars for. And these are for the industry and the DOJ, the Department of Justice. So they're commission related milestones that are related to the NAR settlement. Okay. And some of this applies to us and some of it you don't really need to worry about. The June 18th opt-in date for the NAR settlement, that is for NAR members wanting to opt into the MLS settlement. Okay. So don't worry about that, because we as CRMLS, we are we are NAR members, and we have the CRMLS, and they are already opted in. June 20th or the 21st is when the DOJ is expected to weigh in on the 3 courses. So Burnett Sitzer, all those courses, there are all those cases. They are going to weigh in on those 3 court cases. That will just say what the damages are going to be, and if everything that has been proposed in terms of the settlement will be approved or not, or if there's going to be continuances and all of that. Okay. So that's June 20th or the 21st. We will be keeping you guys posted on that. August 17th is the one that really relates to us, you guys. That is when the new NAR rules are going to go into effect. Okay. That's when you're going to see the MLS is going to take away the field that says BAC, buyer agent compensation. It's going to go away on August 17th. Regardless of the settlement, regardless of if it's approved or not, it doesn't matter. NAR has already committed to making these changes, and that's it. They're going to make the changes, and they will go into effect August 17th. Any questions about that?
No.
Okay. So the Janice, do you have a question?
I said no.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No.
So the reality though is that remember, there's another, they're testing out this other field to show that sellers are willing to offer buyer concessions. And Ed is going to be talking about that. That's why it's so important, you guys, that we are on the 10 o'clock call, because Ed has been talking about this. He's been giving us the updates as he's receiving them. So please, 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 we're all professionals. In order to do our best as professionals, we got to be educated and we've got to be in the know. So make sure that you are on the 10 o'clock calls on Wednesday and Thursday, because that is when he is giving us kind of the cutting edge or letting us know right when it's coming out what is exactly going to be changing on our MLS and on our contracts. It's really important that you guys are on that. Okay. All righty. And then the other thing that I wanted to bring up is steering. So the National Association of Realtors is really cracking down and is making it clear that we cannot, as realtors, as real estate agents, steer our clients, buyers or sellers. And what does that mean? We will be violating our fiduciary responsibility to our buyers or our sellers if we are putting our compensation ahead of our clients' needs. And what does that mean? That means that if you do not show a property to your buyer, even though it matches their criteria, because there is no promise of compensation or that seller is not offering compensation, then you are steering your client away from a potential home. That's called steering. Okay. And the National Association of Realtors is saying that is a violation of your fiduciary responsibility. Okay. So we have to be very, very careful that we are not doing that. And I've heard agents say that, like, oh, this person's only offering 1%. I'm not going to take my clients to see that property. Well, you know what? The reality is that if it matches your client's criteria, you are supposed to take them to see that property if they want to go see that property. That means you're putting yourself in front of their needs, right? Now it's your job to then negotiate your commission. If they're only offering 1%, negotiate for 2 or 2.5, whatever it is. But that's where you have to use your negotiation skills to negotiate for a higher compensation. Okay. But the NAR is saying that, yes, you cannot steer your clients away from properties just because there is no promise of compensation. And on the seller side, when your seller is saying, well, do I have to offer the buyer's agent compensation, right? You can't say to your seller, well, if you don't offer compensation, you may not get a good offer on your property, because that is also considered steering. So we are working right now, you guys, on the language, and Value Square gave some really, really good information about this. And we're going to be bringing those dialogues to all of you, because the reality is that is there an impact to our sellers if they do not offer buyer compensation? Do you guys think there's impact to your sellers if they do not offer buyer compensation, buyer agent compensation?
What's
You're
the question?
asking,
Say again, Shelley.
What's the question again?
Do you feel like there is do you feel like there's an impact to your sellers if your sellers decide not to offer buyer agent compensation?
I feel yes.
yes,
Yes.
yes,
Absolutely. Janet, Shelley, Armando, yes. There is definitely going to be, there's definitely going to be, I think,
I mean, less attractive, right?
well, absolutely, right? It not only is it not, and that's a perfect word, it is attractive to a buyer's agent, right? And then not only that, what buyer that understands this process, right? What buyer doesn't want to be represented? So not only does a buyer want to be represented, but they don't want to have to pay for that representation if they, certainly if they can't afford it, right? So Mr. Seller, if you're not going to offer compensation to a buyer's agent, why would they want to put an offer in on your property, right? Because they can't be properly represented. So they don't know that their interest is actually being looked after, because that would make me a dual agent, right? If that buyer comes to the table without representation, that makes me a dual agent. So we really have to be experts at explaining this to our sellers, because this is going to be, if we don't know what we're talking about, if we don't know how to articulate this, it's going to be very confusing, and we're going to be people who are a part of that confusion instead of offering clarity to the marketplace. So definitely we've got to get our dialogues together and our understanding together, because we have to be the ones to bring clarity to this. Any questions?
No, yeah, I think you're completely right. We just have to educate the seller that it would be in their best interest to offer concessions that, I would say.
I know, absolutely, Armando. And the thing is that I think that NAR wants full transparency, you guys. That's what they want. Full transparency. They want that we are articulating to our clients that compensation, agent compensation, is fully negotiable. That's what they want everybody to understand, that buyer agent compensation, listing agent compensation is fully negotiable. And we've got to make that, we've got to say that explicitly and in writing in every agreement that we have with either party. Okay, that's clear. And in addition to that, we can't steer them or say that they won't get an offer, but we do have to tell them the truth, that it does make it more attractive for a buyer's agent if you are offering compensation, right? And we are, as this is going, we are getting clarity on, you see here the key point where it says, talking with a home seller about what buyers may ask for can be tricky, and agents cannot present steering as a threat, right? So we have got to use non-threatening language. And that's what we're working on, is figuring out where that line is, right? Where we can say, Armando, like you said, it's advantageous for you. And that it's not threatening. We're not threatening that they won't get any offers. We are just saying it is advantageous for you. Here are the benefits of you offering compensation, and here are the downfalls, the pros and the cons. And so those are things that we are working on right now in terms of working with people like Ed and working with Keller Williams International to make sure that we're not stepping over that line of being threatening or anything like that, because we want to make sure that we're doing the right thing and that we're teaching you guys and teaching ourselves the right thing, right? The right dialogues to say. All right. So that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for being on. Any other questions?
No question.
No questions?
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have an amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Randy.
You're
Bye-bye.
welcome, Janet. Thank you. Go out there and make some sales.